Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Jeff and I'm an occupational therapist who practices in the United States. And I work in the hospital often with patients who have had a stroke. And sometimes after a stroke, for some people, they have difficulty differentiating between their left side and their right side. For example, they cannot tell in photos between the difference between their left arm or the right arm. So what I'll be going over today is kind of like an exercise, more like a brain exercise, but this is a way to kind of train your brain so that you can relearn the left and right sides of your body. For example, in some studies, they have shown that people who've had a stroke cannot tell the difference between like their left hand versus their right hand in photos, magazines, videos, that sort of thing. So what you can actually do, and this is based on a protocol, kind of a program called GMI, which stands for Graded Motor Imagery. And a lot of people who go through this program have a lot of success, especially for after a stroke. And part of what you do in this program is you look at like a lot of photos, videos, whatever, just get a lot of practice differentiating between the left sides and right sides. For example, are you looking at a photo of a left arm or is it a right arm? Is it a right elbow or is it a left elbow? A left hand or a right hand? A left thumb or a right thumb? So on and so on. And the more that you practice this and get better at it, they have kind of shown that you can get better at your stroke recovery, such as using your left arm and your right arm, whichever side may be involved. And this kind of makes sense because for a lot of people who have not had a stroke, they can probably do this really quickly and without much error. But for someone who has had a stroke, depending on how severe your stroke is, they may have mild difficulty, moderate difficulty, or even a really, really tough time differentiating between the left and right sides, such as in photos. I kind of created a resource for you guys all to practice this and to retrain your brain to differentiate between your left, right, and practice your left-right discrimination. So there are two kind of resources that I've created. One is that you can follow along in this exact same video and watch along and kind of quiz yourself between the left and right sides. Now, there are some downsides to this, and that's it kind of goes at the pace of the video that I recorded it at. So if some of you may have an easier time, some of you may have a more difficult time and you need more time to think through. I also created a second resource, and that's basically on my website. You can use it on mobile, your Android, iPhone, tablet, computer, whatever, to kind of quiz yourself. It's kind of like flashcards basically, and it has answers between the left and right. And the difference between this web version that I created is that you can do this at your very own pace. So that is much more beneficial. But I understand some people just like doing video and they don't want to like click off and go onto like a website. So you have these two options for you. Both have their pros and cons. So with that said, let's get right into it. So how was it for you guys? Was it pretty easy? Did you get them all correct, what's left and what's right? Or did you have a pretty tough time either on this video or using the actual quiz version that I created for the web? Either way, the more you practice and the more you look at these pictures, even like practicing real life things, like looking at a magazine and like, oh, that's probably a left hand, and asking like your partner, no, they're gonna be like, that's actually a right hand. So more you practice in real world differentiating between your left and right, the better you get at it. And subsequently, the further along you'll be in your stroke recovery, because your brain won't have to work as hard in like just deciding basic things like, okay, that's your left arm. So if I'm gonna raise my left arm to scratch my left ear, I'm gonna have to do all that. And it's just like so much thinking involved versus it just being automatic. Okay, I'm gonna raise my left hand to scratch my left ear, like no problem, you know? So hope this helps. If you found this video pretty helpful, give it a thumbs up. And of course, as this is YouTube, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already for more stroke rehabilitation, recovery, exercise, holistic everything videos. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Good luck in your recovery.